Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Today's the 23rd of February 2018. This is JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Umchauskas, where we're going to have a look at what's happening with the markets today. So before we continue, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer here. So JFD Brokers offers exclusively consultancy-free services. The content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. So I'll just give you a few moments to read the rest, and yeah, we can continue. Okay. So the first thing that I wanted to jump in is actually the US 30, so which is the Dow Jones. We're just a few minutes away from the open of the from the US Open. So currently, well, we're trading nowhere, to be honest. We're trading at around 125, 100. So this is slightly higher than our yesterday's close, of course. Well, slightly higher, but actually by 150 points higher, approximately. So yeah, we can see that today we're going to open in the green, and at the moment it's quite difficult to say where it's going to go, because looking at this formation here, it's not really it would be difficult to go in right now, because if we get a break above this line here, which would be around 25,300, then we could probably assume that the market wants to go higher, and we could hit maybe higher levels later on. But at the moment, we've got this little trend line here that was running from the recent lows, so it's quite a strong support level as well. If we suddenly get a reversal back down and we start moving towards this little trend line, if we get a break below it, it's kind of opening the path towards the lower levels here. And probably the first level to watch out for would be this area here at 24,600. It's almost at the same level as the 100 EMA here on the daily chart. This is, by the way, the daily chart. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's difficult to do anything right now. We need to wait for some sort of confirmation first, either a break above this line here, or maybe a break of this little trend line down here. The same similar story is on the S&P 500. Now it's almost identical, to be honest. This is also a daily chart. Again, if we get a move above this, yep, great. We can see probably higher levels being met later on, of course. But at the moment, we can see that the price is being held just slightly below this 50 and 21 EMA. They're almost at the same level here, right here, yeah. And if we start getting moved back down, if we break this little trend line here, then the first level to watch out would be the 2680 level, and which would be around the 100 EMA here on the daily chart. If that doesn't hold, well, of course it's going to probably move lower. But again, let's wait for the confirmation and wait until the price will get out of this formation, let's say. Now, another one that I really want to have a look at is the WTI crude. Okay, so this is having a bit of a difficult time, recently, and it's trying to break this trend line here that was running from August last year, and we can see that we broke that in the beginning of February. We went down, met our support at around $58, bounced back towards this trend line, and now we're testing this trend line from underneath. If we start seeing a move above this $63 or towards the $63, so this could be a bullish indication that the market wants to get back above this trend line and wants to go higher and maybe hit the previous highs here at around $66. But at the moment it's just sitting here, just bang on this trend line, and yeah, we need kind of to wait on this one, to be honest. Also, I want to look at one of the pairs as well. So the USD CAD. Now recently we had just a few minutes ago we had, well, about half an hour actually ago, we got this CPI data from Canada, and came out better than expected, and we can see this reaction here right now. This is a 4-hour chart, by the way. So this morning we were trading at around 127,200 area, around there. We were in this little channel here. We managed to break it just before the news, a few hours before the news, and then when the news came out, you can see this sharp move down towards the 126,100 area, and now it's almost recovered actually, to be honest, and moved back to the 126,750. Looking at the 1-hour chart, we can see that the level that it dropped to was just exactly the 200 EMA here on the 1-hour chart. This now, it's like I said, now it's moving towards this 50 EMA. I can see that the 50 EMA is around 126,900. Could potentially test this area here, and then of course we'll have to wait and see. To be honest, if that's going to start breaking it to the upside, then it could probably retrace the full thing here today and get back to the 127. Oh, there we can see that now it's hitting the 50 EMA here on an hourly chart. So with this one, it's quite difficult, to be honest, and we need to see how this day will close in order to see what to expect next week. So at the moment it's quite tricky. It's bouncing all around here, even though the sentiment is still more to the downside, just because looking at this 4-hour chart here, it broke this channel. It is kind of a bearish signal here, but we can see that, well, it's actually bouncing off back to these highs here of 126,850. So it's stuck around this area right now. It might get a little bit lower back again, maybe towards this 21 EMA here on the 4-hour chart, potentially. Like I said, we'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, it's just above this high here that we had last week, or actually more of a night, actually the week before that on Friday, and this was the 126,850 area. So if this is gonna close today below this 126,850, like I said, we could see some more downside later on. But at the moment, we can see that the price is actually almost back to the 127 level. Well, let's keep an eye on this one, to be honest, guys. Right, let's have a look at what's the euro doing. Okay, so the euro is stuck in this weird, I would say, well, weird on my chart, to be honest, weird triangle formation here in this, almost in this, well, it's stuck in this apex. We need a break. Of course, we need a break either here. Let me just highlight it here. Either a break above this area, above this trend line here, or of course below the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart. Now if we get a break below this 200 EMA, that's 122,800 area, around that. If we get a break below that, then yeah, it's opening the path towards the 122,600. But at the moment it's just stuck here, and unless the US session will bring something interesting, it might close here for today. But then again, let's wait and see. Let's see what's going to happen. Yep. Also, actually, I skipped one of the commodities that I really wanted to have a look at, and that's gold. Yep. Gold is, this is a daily chart, by the way. Gold is trading, well, we can say it met its support here at around 120, sorry, 1325 area. That was here on the daily chart. That was the 50 EMA. So now it's just trading slightly above this trend line here that started on December 2017. So if we get a break below, again, if we get a break, then it's going to move back towards the 100 EMA here on the daily chart. That would be around 1310. Excuse me, guys. It would be great to see, to be honest, if this market wants to continue maybe going higher later on. This is a weekly chart, by the way. That would be interesting to see if this could break below here and move towards the 1300s again, as this was the psychological level for gold for quite a while now. We can see that it was hitting it several times, this area between 1295 and 1305 area. So that would be great for, I think, for gold to maybe break this trend line here and go a little bit lower and test those 1300s. Well, 1300 actually, to be more precise. So yeah, at the moment, it's difficult to say, to be honest, unless we start getting a move back above the 1335 area. If we do get something like that, then it again probably doesn't want to continue selling off, and it just wants to go higher now. And especially with these different sell-offs that we're having, the whole negativity around the equity markets. Even though, of course, we retraced a little bit right now, but still. There is some sort of negativity around it. Yeah, at the moment, so gold can surge on that to the upside. So yeah, guys, I mean, this one's, like I said, this one's a good one to watch. Watch the 1335 area. If it starts breaking to the upside, the next potential level is the 1350, and then maybe 1360. So yeah, so okay guys, I mean, I hope you have a good US session. It's just a few minutes away from the open. I hope you have a good weekend as well, and yeah, keep an eye on the price action, guys. Bye bye.